Hello, storytellers. Today I'm going to introduce the theme of this month. Not every month will have a theme, but July is one of them. And that is going to be desert stories. And today I'm going to share with you the Baghdad Story. And when you hear it, it may sound really familiar. For any of you who have followed my story, this is my story, except it's a rawer version of it. This is what I love so much about my Lord and Savior Jesus, is that He is the God of abundance. He doesn't just stop at healing the surface wounds. He goes deeper, and I love how over recent months God has just peeled back different layers of my story and stories in my life that I've experienced. He's peeled those back and He's begun deeper healing work, because that's who He is, the healer. And I'm just going to share this story with you now. Feel free to leave your prayers, leave your thoughts, leave your stories in the comments. Each one of them is read and prayed over, and I will message you. You matter, and your story matters. Keep sharing it. So here is the Baghdad story. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust, a 5-letter word that is loaded with memories and flashes of moments of mistrust. How He said He loved me, and then be the qualities God made out of me. The wreckage flew out in fights with my husband, who never was the one who shattered the trust that Jesus was asking me to submit to on that dry spot in Kentucky. Trust. Trust that You, Lord, will look at this messed up mama and still love her. Trust that when I seek You, You will be there. Trust that You will be my healer for all this brokenness I caused, and some I didn't. With all my heart. You won't settle for a part or pretty fake smile. You want it all. I have learned on my own understanding it's been rash to respond to my fears. All my ways submit. Another word that is so hard. Give up, sit, and be humble to all the mistakes. Submit. I sat on the dry spot with the intention to control my own life, control my image I created over all these years. Submitting to God meant giving the girl I had vowed to protect, the straight-A student whose smile hid the fear and insecurity of being incapable of doing anything with my own knowledge. I sat angry in the cracked soil God was calling me out, and I didn't like it. All of my life, I had given so much to Him, and now He points at me, wanting it all and saying, I am who He wants. He wants me. Trusting, submitting, learning. All moves I got to choose to make. He wasn't going to force me. He was mercy, showing me a reflection of me I didn't like, who I was seeing. This happens, and I get to choose Him because His heart was made up long ago. Ephesians 2:10, 3:20, Psalm 139. The cracked desert soil gave way to a breakthrough. The dry made me desperate to see my Savior. The dry spot was surrounded by life, grass full of green around me, and a huge lake I sat beside. And I get to sit on this uncomfortable, cracked, dirty soil. God looked at me and showed me my heart, and it looked like that dirt. I was dry, hard, and cracked from the pressure. The desert reflects and grows us. The day would end with me running to my healer, but it was the desert that birthed something new. that the lake or lush grass couldn't show me. Don't disregard the desert. Sit. Get uncomfortable. Listen. It's going to be so hard, and you're going to want to get up. Stay. This is the moment. This season will change you. This soil is the one where difference is made. You guys, as I wrote that, and I honestly can remember writing this particular story in my quiet spot, the bench that I go to during my lunch break. And I can remember crying so hard as I wrote, especially the first page, of just understanding that I'd placed hurt that was hurt given to me on someone who never hurt me, and that was due to not being healed yet. And in writing this, I got to see just the moments that God had protected my husband's heart in our marriage and my own heart until I was ready for this deeper healing that I've kind of been in, and so if you're kind of in this spot too, where God is peeling back some hard stuff, know that you're not alone. And when God does that only newness and love are in it, because that's who He is. And I just can't tell you what this story means to me, and I believe it's just the start of many more stories like the Baghdad story, that are stories I thought I'd written, thought, we've tied a bow on that, and I've seen your cross in this, Jesus, so why are we going back to it? But I'm figuring out, especially as I wrote the Baghdad story, is there's so much more healing. So let's believe for the more healing today. He has it for us, and I look forward to sharing more desert stories with you. I believe these desert moments matter, and like I said at the end, we need to stay in this spot until we feel the lushness of the water rolling in these dry spots. And I'll share more about that in July. Look for more desert stories coming. And keep sharing your story. You're not alone.